Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new 3DS makeover video. And today we are giving my hot pink 3DS XL a new makeover. The reason that I'm doing that because I hear you say a girl that is already like the cutest DS I've ever seen. I know, but I think I decorated this like 2 or 3 years ago and I don't really use this DS as much anymore. I mean, I have plenty, okay? Don't get me wrong, I got plenty. Currently, my star-shaped one 2DS XL is still my main, but I kind of want to like switch around a little bit. I don't want to get bored and I really like doing the whole decorating process. So unfortunately, I put the sticker straight onto the DS, which is nice and compact, but I can't really reuse them, which was the reason I didn't give it a makeover before. And I want to say the inside stickers I also really like, but maybe I can leave some in, maybe not. I need to see what my plan is with that really, but it's cute and it's perfect, but it's been perfect for too long and we need to change. So that was the reason for today's video. I have quite the big plans for this one. So today might be a little bit of a longer video, but I just want to show my full creative process from design to creation and trial and error kind of thing, and take you along to the journey. I will have timestamps if I can in the description if you want to go into a particular part, but feel free to watch, of course, the whole video. Now, without further ado, let me tell you what our plan is for today. The theme I want to make this DS in is Heisei retro, if I pronounced that correctly, which is a sub-Japanese genre which focuses on like early 2000s super nostalgic trinkety kind of aesthetic. And I don't know if the pictures that I have as a reference completely match that word term, because I noticed there's so many different niche terms for everything, but I think I got it right for this one. I want to heavily focus on the pink and with green, noticing the clovers in there, the bows, the cherries, the apples. Rilakkuma is also one that kind of comes across in that one as well, and Korillakkuma. I also see some Miffy, stuff like that, so I need to see which characters I want to, if I want to use any, but I mean, Rilakkuma is always welcome. I also want to make a matching stylus, so let's get started on the design process. Alright, so first up, I want to make sure that for once the whole case is covered. So I was thinking to make a case that has like polka dots on it. On this DS I used acrylic paint, and then I used this Fimo sealant that is normally for clay charms, but I used it on top of here to make kind of like shiny because I didn't really want to use resin this time, and they stayed on very well. I took this DS with me on several trips and tossed around in my purse and stuff, and I'm surprised that it's still intact. So I want to use the same technique to add the pattern to the case. So we're gonna add a dotted pattern to both of the front and the back, but I guess I don't really need to draw that. Just imagine those are polka dots, okay? Oh, how cute would it be if we had like a strawberry themed one? If you had a little thingy on the top and then chocolate drip. Oh, wait, I gotta write that down. Like, how cute would that be as well? Okay, that's like an idea for later. Anyway, we have the polka dots here. Then I also made this case once and I used silicone like for the bathroom and then I colored it and then I put it on here, and then also with clay charms. But the problem is that this is quite heavy. Like, this is not really for a daily use. This is more for display kind of thing. But I was thinking if we had white silicone and I do like a few little dollops on one side, I don't know which one side, but we put the charms on there. Like, what if we have 3 here on the top, and then we have a clover in here, and then maybe, I can't deny it, I have been really into stars and I think it does fit this theme a little bit, so I will add another star or two maybe, and as well as in here we could do another star. We can do a few of these little extra colorful dots. Maybe we should do a nudge to the original DS that I had and we add a Rilakkuma to there. I think I can make that. Let me just draw out the shapes I want to use for this case. Alright, so I'm thinking a couple of buttons if I don't already have some like that, like colorful ones, some colorful dots, kuma, bows, and all of that. And then we're gonna have on one corner a little side piece with the silicone if I can find it, because I don't know where. I put it somewhere when I moved, but I couldn't find it anymore. And then on the other side we have some of the stars and like maybe like a button or two or something like that. I think kind of like to even out the composition like that. And on the inside we'll just decorate it with the right stickers, and of course we're also gonna make a custom theme. Now there's one more thing I need to design, is because I want to make a custom stylus as well. I've been kind kind of busy with this one. And back in the day, I used to make them out of polymer clay as well. I would buy these easy like big pens, and then I would take out the filling, make clay on top of the plastic case, and then I would bake it in the oven, and it was fine. So I was like, why not try that with a stylus sometime? So yesterday I spent getting covered in ink. If you can see it still in my hands. But I already cleaned it out, so I took out the ink and then replaced the nib. I do have a tutorial on how I make 3DS styluses, but I've been experimenting because in my tutorial I go with the nibs I get from Wacom tablets because they're basically as soft for Nintendo screens. But for this case I used a bootleg stylus I got off AliExpress, and I just cut it off and I literally just hot glued it in there. But look, it's like super sturdy. I also made another one which was kind of like a Disney one, and I used a different stylus because you could just take out the nib for that one as well, and I just glued it in there. So I'm kind of just trial and erroring this. But of course we also need a design for this one. Ideally I would want that grid pattern that we see on those posts that's like that, but I don't think I can make that out of clay, so I think I'm just gonna paint it on. I think it's more precise because this pen is like really thin, right? I need the really thin lines if you want to do that, or maybe I can put on like really thin and then we add pink to that'll be so cute. Okay, wait. We're gonna add green stripes. And then there's gonna be clovers on the side, and on the top I want kind of like a big bow because I do like my DS cases or stylus is pretty chunky, so we want a big bow on there. And I was even thinking, what if we made like a little like ball on the top if I can, with a hole in it so I can put another charm on it. I'm getting very ambitious here. So I will just recreate more of these elements that we also have for the regular DS, and then we can kind of get that going. And then on here we would have some beads. I have been looking at getting beads for myself. Oh, maybe we can do a dango because those have like those colors, right? Oh, that'll be so cute. And maybe Rilakkuma as well. I want to get more into jewelry making, but more for like phone charms and stuff because I just like making keychains more than that. But I don't know where to begin because you need so many beads and everything to get somewhere first. So I'm very intimidated about that. And then of course we also need a charm on the DS itself, but just like the one I have on my DS, I really want to keep it simple because else it's just gonna be slamming against everything. So I want to get another one of those dolls I have here, and then maybe a different type of ice cream. I think that'll be cute as well. Or another dango, or we can do a mini macaron in green or pink or something like that. I've been looking to sort out my craft room a little bit because I just moved and I just shoved everything in there. But once I sort that out, I think I want to look into getting the beads and stuff so I can get more with the keychains. All right, what if we do a double stack of 2 macarons, then the dollop, and then some of the beads again? So okay, this is a really ambitious plan, I want to say. I think we can do it. So today we're going to first start off with making every piece, and I guess also the styles already. And then later on we can get into assembly and making themes and stuff. So let's get crafting. I get my clear DS cases off of AliExpress. They're pretty affordable. You can buy them in bulk, so I normally get like 6 of them at the same time for all of my different DSs. So I always have a backup. I'm just gonna use some glue, and I guess I'm gonna use a pencil as a brush because I feel like that will have a nice dot size. But yeah, let's see. This case is far from perfect. Alright, there's some big dots in there, but alright, you gotta see the vision. If you're gonna have the contrast in there, I think it'll look cute. So I'm gonna let this dry, and now let's get into making the clay charms. As usual, let me quickly show the supplies I'm using in case you want to try this for yourself. I like to use polymer clay. I use Fimo, but that's just the one that's most popular here, but you can basically use any brand, and I just have a small collection of every color. Also, you can mix your own colors if you would want, but yeah, we're not doing that today. And then for the ones I'm gonna make into a charm, I'll make sure to use an eye pin as well to make sure we can hang it off of there. Now let's go into a little time lapse of me making all of these pieces. As for the stylus, I was debating on just putting a really thin layer of clay as the grid pattern on the stylus, but first of all, I couldn't really make that work, and I also think it would have been too bulky, so I decided to just make it white. And also, I don't know why I scratched the whole idea I sketched out with the bow. I just put a clover on top instead. But I just did the clover and then just the white base and then baked it. And then we're going to add everything else later after everything else is done. Just so we have a stable workplace and I can paint it on first. Because I think else it's just going to be a little bit too bulky. I have successfully done all of this, I want to say. At least it's done baking. I spent the night glazing everything, so as you can see, it kind of has a slightly glossy look to it just to kind of protect it and to make it look nice. I did the same for the case. On every little dot I put a little bit of the sealant on, so this stays more protected. I don't think you can tell very bad, but so it just doesn't chip off as fast. Basically, I used the Fimo gloss varnish for all of this. Basically, again, I could use UV resin, but I don't like to mess with resin if I don't have to. Basically, I know it's more secure, but this is just easier and better to breathe in as well. So I normally opt for this one, and I think it always gives a nice look. Often if you put 2 layers, I think it does make it extra shiny, like more of that resin look to it, but I'm kind of feeling lazy here and I like it like kind of matte. I also made the pen halfway there because I tried to make it. It didn't really look that good with the clay, so I think I just want to paint it on for now and then make after the paint is dry, seal it and then make more clay pieces that we're just gonna put on. I think at least. I don't know, I think we should like a little bit at least, but it's kind of already a little bit heavy. The nib also came off, so I'm gonna wait to re-glue that once we're like kind of finished basically, but yeah, it looks pretty good. I also put in the little charm thing on the top so we can hang some stuff off of there. We're just gonna have to see. For now, we're gonna start off by painting on that stripe pattern if I can, and else we're just gonna make it dots if I can't pull it off. And then we're gonna clean up the DS, take off the stickers unfortunately, and get started on that. Actually, I want to do the assembly first on top of the case because I did buy the whipping cream, all right, on here. And I'm so excited to put that together. So let's start off with painting this bad boy. That is the wrong shade of green. What the hell? Wait. I was debating on using a pen, but I feel like I can't get a straight line with that. Oh, that is a good shade though. I'm just gonna pour this out. Oh, perfect. That went a lot easier than I thought it would be. Dead ass. Okay, I know it's not straight, but that's part of the charm. Okay, hear me out on this one. It's part of the charm. It is cute. All right, I'm just gonna let this dry for a second on my hands. I don't think I was debating, right, with gingham. You have where the 2 lines overlap, that the middle little square is often darker. And I was thinking about doing that, but I don't think I will, because if I just add more like elements and stuff on the side and the dangles, like I think we have enough going on as it is. So we're gonna let this dry, and now we're gonna get started on the most fun part, dare I say it. It's the assembly of the case. Okay, for this we're going to be using a couple of things. I just want to say that normally people use special Deco Den, which is what it's called, and that is not that easy to find as it is to find a floor filler basically. So this is the stuff they put in the bathroom. I've used multiple times before on Deco Den cases and it was fine. You just got to be careful with the amount that you use, and you got to just really make sure that it's dry before you touch it. But we're going to be using this today, so you're going to need, well, I don't know if this is tutorial, I suppose suddenly it is. But you're going to need one of these filler thingies. And then you're gonna need one of the guns to squeeze them out basically. I have a few techniques, okay? So it comes with this little thingy on top and you have to cut off the tip. I used to just cut this in like a zigzag, like an icing thingy. I would just squeeze it like it's one big icing thing. But today I want to try a little bit different. So we're gonna use a real icing tip and some icing bags, and I'm just gonna put some of this stuff in a baggie and then we're gonna just pretend it's a real cupcake. And then see where it goes from there basically. Yeah, that's the plan. As for other decorations we can use today, I have these like foam beads or something, but we can pick out the pink and the green ones, or maybe the yellow. I think that will be good. I also have some other like charm things, but if I'm honest, I feel like these would cheapen the look. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like mine look better than the ones I have here. So I don't think I'll be using these today. But maybe we can find some pearls. In my little scavenger hunt, I did find some of these cookies I made like oh, I think like almost 10 years ago, okay? So normally what I would do is take this tan clay and then I would just bake it with powder, or what do you call that, pastel powders, and kind of make it look realistic. And I also use this glaze on there. So I think I'm just gonna ditch that one cookie that I made without powders and we're just gonna put these in. And then we have a little bit better of a cookie scheme, I think. Ooh, I'm not sure now. I need to see how it looks. And then I also found this little trinket full of just pearls and other thingies. So I think I'm gonna use those as well. So now let's get into the scary part. I think we're gonna do like on this side, like the most of the centerpiece. And then maybe 2 mini dollops on this side. I also bought this thing like a little while ago where you can just put it in and just squirt it out, but this one does have a smaller icing tip as well. You know what, maybe I should just do this instead, right? Because then it's in one thingy. I have a genius idea. Okay, I really hope it works. Let's skip this whole thing yet. What if we just take the tip, put it right on top there, because it kind of sits on there but not really snug. What if we just tape it? Alright, I want to try that. Let's try that. Take this. Dude, if this works, I'm a fucking genius. Yeah, I hope the pressure doesn't push it off. When I was younger, I would do Deco Den crafts like almost bi-weekly. Like everything would get Deco Den. Now as an adult, I've barely done anything. I think the last project I was Deadass, that one DS I made 3 years ago. So I get kind of nervous, but it is so fun once it looks good. Okay. Wish me luck with this. Alright, let's give it a test drive first. Please work, please work. Please work. Yes! Will you look at that? And that is our silicone. The only thing is they kind of have to practice now. Alright, I notice it's moving a lot. I think I can do it. Am I overconfident? Maybe. I think I can do it. We're just gonna tape this to the table because I don't want to have a risk that it messes up the case, because I don't want to redo all the dots and stuff. So we're just gonna... I think that should be enough probably. Hopefully that doesn't peel off the hearts, but wish me luck! Looks kind of shit. Okay, don't come for me. Wait, the pressure keeps pushing out more. But I think if we just put on enough thingies, we can make it look fine. Alright, I don't want to hear it from you, okay? I know. I should practice more. But let's get to decorating. I feel like we should add more silicone. I feel like it's too little. Wait. What the hell? It just came off. It's a bit high up to the hinge, but it's okay. We can make this work. Alrighty, this is, I think, done. I like how this is. I could have positioned this like itsy bitsy lower, but it's fine. Same as with, oh fuck, oh my god. Life of a clumsy person. I cannot with myself, man. Why am I like this? Anyway, I'm gonna go let this, oh my, You cannot be serious. Bro, okay. Anyway, forget this. Oh my god. I will let this dry. It's gonna be like over 24 hours, I think. And then we're gonna be back with putting it on the DS and then putting on the stickers. In the meantime, we can make the phone charm. I did make some charms. I didn't really think about what is going to be on what, but I was thinking on the pen, I definitely wanted to have the Kuma on there. And I was thinking the Dango, because the macarons are a little bit more heavy, so maybe it's better to put on the DS, because else you're going to have hauling that stuff around. And I made 2 of these little whipped cream thingies, so each get their own, and then I'll put the clover on the DS, I suppose. So I think we're gonna divide it like so. I also have 1 button left over, and I found a real button that I still had. And since it has a hole, I guess we can loop it, but I don't know if that will look good. Use eye pins and stuff, and I have a little box of all my charms. I have white and pink straps, and I think I want to go for white this time. Because the DS is already pink, and I don't want it to like clash too much, if that makes sense. Also, my smallest collection of fun beads. I got this from like a kid's set from the store last time I used some beads, and I think we can just use some of this again to see if it has the vibe. I already see a little star that I like. I'm gonna keep the phone charm for the DS itself about the same as my other DS, because I noticed that this was doable. Like, it makes a little bit of noise, it's a little bit there, but if I make it for fun, then it's gonna be huge, and that's not useful for playing, actually. So there's this thing called a 1-step looper, because I want to make another hoop at the bottom now, or like close it off basically. And it's so difficult to do manually and make it look good. I really want one of those tools as well. Alright, I'm not going to put anything on it, but I just needed to close it off, so that's our first one. I think for the second one, I'm just going to do these 2, and then I'm going to hang them on various heights. Like, nothing too crazy. I don't have that many beats anyway. I don't have that many stars, that's the problem. I don't think hearts fit as much by this theme as stars and buttons do, I suppose. Ta-da! What do we think? I did 2 of the beaded charms, and then this one has the little dangle clover underneath. This one I put kind of pie high up, and this one I put 1 down. Ideally, I would have like better jump rings and stuff, but the other one also didn't fall off, so I have high hopes for this. It's about, I would say, well, the other one was a little bit longer, so this one is a little bit chunkier. I really like it though. I love the color scheme. I really don't like green, so I'm surprised, right? I've been like this blue pink phase right now, so this is kind of different from my usual, but I think the clovers are really cute. So I'll be back when this is done glazing and we can add more clay on here and then really finish this one up as well. We still have quite a lot to go through, so I hope I don't take too long on this. I didn't even look at the reference sheet I made. I just kind of winged it. It was mostly just the clovers again. I enjoyed making them out of clay, so I guess that's why I did. And then I wanted to have some pink in there because it was getting a little bit too green, so I just decided on making 2 more buttons, and I just added some random dots of leftover clay I had in there. Again, nothing is too crazy, but we're also still gonna add the charms on top. As a quick intermission, I do think we should make some of the themes already. I think I want to do 2 themes. It's what I did last time, right? I feel like 1 theme is a little bit too little for the amount of stuff I want to do. So let's start off with opening up my Pinterest board. I already pinned some pictures that I want to use. Look at that. I was saying, I like all of these so much. I don't know what it is, but the fully clover theme is what I really like. So I think I want to do 1 fully green one. Also for the people who have a green and black DS, you know. And then maybe one that's a little bit more colorful with the pinks and stuff. But I really like this picture. Like, I like it a lot. So I think we're gonna make this into a theme. It's pretty doable since this is somewhat centered piece, you know. We're just gonna call it Rilla Kuma Clover. clovers. It's not the most original name. I do have a tutorial video on how I make my themes and stuff, so this is just more gonna be just for funsies. And then for songs, we're just gonna use whatever cutesy song we like, renaming that one. I just have a cycle of like, I don't know, like 60 songs that I just kind of go through. So let's start off with taking this image and see how it translates. Because I wasn't sure if I wanted it on both or on one. Ooh, that is cute though. I thought it would be cute if it fills up most of the yes theme, so we make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, I was thinking I would have to add more clovers on the side, but I think we can just add a white image, or we can just make it like that. I think it's a bit of off-white, so I'm just gonna sample it just to be sure it's a little bit more smooth. And then we're gonna use like this Photoshop trick. So what you want to do is take the clone tool. We're gonna make it a little bit smaller. For example here, yeah, we have this clover, but it gets chopped off. So I'm just gonna sample the bottom here of this one since it's the same image. Make the hardness a little bit bigger. And then we're just gonna stamp it on here and kind of smooth that out. And then we can just fill that in. But we're just missing the top part here. So we can also just take this and just put it on there. Being good at Photoshop is just knowing how to solve problems, really. So this is how we're gonna solve this one. I'll see if I can do the same here on the other side. And then just kind of smooth it out a little bit. Now we have to make the icon and the folder. So for the icon, of course, we're gonna use the man himself. We're just gonna put that in there. And then for the folder, I think I wanna use... we're gonna just sample a color from this clover here, and I think I also want to sample this image here on the side because I really like the I don't know, it's like a classic pattern. I always use this for folders because I just think it looks nice. Sometimes I will put a picture on it. I don't know, most of the time I think it's a bit too much if we do that. Wait, and I think this is just like the right amount of color and stuff going on for it. And then since we colored that green, we're just gonna put it in there as well. And that's it. Those are our images. I'm gonna export them and then we can assemble. All right, now again for the fun part for the assembly. So we're gonna put in the name. We're gonna put in this one. Picture for top and bottom. There's a way to do like a side scrolling. I think that's only for the top image though. I do want to try that sometimes, but a girl doesn't like trying new things. Actually, I do, but I don't know. I haven't tried that before. And here we have our base already. Now we're just gonna replace the pink with, I think we're just gonna be, well, I don't want to say basic because I think this theme is cute, but we're just gonna go with a simple green. Again, I'm gonna just sample it from the folder. And I think if you want to get better at making themes, that's generally the rule in graphic design, is that you want to sample for your picture so it has more of a cohesion in there, if that makes any sense. So if you're just all using the same colors, that will complement each other better than just kind of eyeballing your greens and stuff. So there we go. Again, I could do a different color in there as well, but I think we're just going to keep this one green, and then we're going to do a mix with green and pink for the next one. So this is our first theme done, and then the folder is green. Maybe we can make this one a little bit more grayish though. I feel like that looks a little bit better. Also was a little bit too much. Okay, this is fine. I will have a link for you to download this in the description for free, and then check out any of my other themes. So subscribe as a thank you. I would appreciate that. Now let's make theme number 2. So for this one, I also want to use one of my pictures, and then also I found this one, which I thought was so cute, and I was like, we gotta put this on the folder. This is gonna be the folder picture, but I was thinking, I like these both, but I really like this one because it has the Sylvanian cherry keychains on there, and I think that's really cute. So I think we're gonna try this one. As I get scrolling, I see more and more stuff. This one is really nice, but I already made that into a theme, but maybe we can find one that is a little bit similar, because I like it when they have the dogs in there too. But I'll have to double check which one I already used before. Yeah, as you can see, I made this series. I think both of these would really work well already with what we have. Same as really with this one. I already made so many things already in the theme. I didn't even notice it. But I really like this puppy one. I don't think I've done the beagle. So for this one, I think I'm just gonna call it Beagle Dogs. I'm not the most creative with the names today. I don't know if this picture will still be cute for... I don't think so. For the folder, I don't think it'll look that good. So maybe we're gonna have to sample again from either the picture or something. Oh, this is cute. Yeah, we're gonna take this. Alright. Oh, or this one with the clover is also cute. We're gonna have to see. Okay, let's start with the assembly. I'm gonna take this background picture because I think it's not gonna fit, but who knows. Let's give it a go first. Because I do want it like all up in there, but if we make it full screen, I think it's too big, so we should put it that maybe. Put it up a little bit. Let's see if I can size match the grid a little bit as well. Alright, it was a little bit of pixel work, but not to toot my own horn. That's the trick, right? You want to take the cute little Pinterest pictures, but you gotta make them match as well. Now all I want to do is add a little bit more to the side so it doesn't just look like I just took a picture and then cropped it basically. Alright, there we go. I feel like this is a little bit more spread out. Now I'm looking at it. I don't know if I like the rock. Again, nothing a little Photoshop can't fix. Okay. We're just gonna put it out. I just made a cutout and then I just put another layer underneath so we can just pretend that one wasn't there. I felt like it was taken away from the doggy. It was just not the focal point, you know? Let's take it a little bit away from there as well. So let's find something else to just put there, and then I think this is done. Alright, I'm a lot happier with how this is looking now. We have done it a little bit. So next up, of course, for our folder, we're just going to be using the doggy as well. There we go. And then for the folder, did I say folder? I mean icon. And then for the folder, we're going to be using that cute little image that I found earlier with that little wing effect on it. It'll be cute if we can kind of put that in the corner right there. And then for the color I want to use, I'm just going to sample once again. I think just like the dark green here in the back. Let's see how that looks. That looks fine. Well, now again, let's go back to assembly. All right, once again, I'm gonna start up with the name and the icon, and then now for the fun, satisfying part, the top and the bottom. Oh, it's so cute. Folder open and folder closed. Now, I normally have my default on pink, but I think we should keep some of the pink. We should just make it lighter. And I want to do a combo of green and pink. So I think for the lunch bucket, we can do pink or green. Maybe the top one we do keep pink, but we just do a lighter shade because I do think this one is a little bit harsher. Like the pastel is cuter like that. There we go. And then the folder background, we can do like a green again, but we should do it a little bit lighter, a bit softer like that. Keep the folder pink, which is that light pink. So I have a little bit of mix of both. This theme also has music. I just put that on as well. And also this one will be for free to download in the description down below if you would like to see it. Now those were our themes. I'm going to put them on my DS and I'm going to show you in the final result. Now let's go take off the stickers, make the rest of the foam charm and kind of, I want to say finishing touches already. Okay, I got it. Clean most of it. Let it be. Example. Do not put stickers straight on the console, man. It is... Some of them are better than others. Definitely the paper stickers are better, but I put some of these gems on the top and I have a hard time getting off the goop. I got it off enough. I mean, this one wasn't already in the best condition because I know there was a scratch right here. And I guess there's some right here as well and down here too, but who cares about small details. I did try and salvage the stickers as much as I could, so hopefully these will still work. Because again, it's very cute, but I just had to take them off. So I think I saved like most of them, which I'm kind of proud of. I used a needle. If you're going to do this, very careful that you don't scratch your DS, but you can kind of like softly like get under it and like lift it a little bit, and it was a lot easier to get off than with some pliers or my nails that are way too bulky. Now we're going to decorate the DS itself, like not the outside. We're just gonna go have a look at the inside. We're still just gonna have this theme on for just a second. Before you ask where do you buy your stickers, I have a full playlist on my channel with all of my hauls and links to everything in detail, so I will not be including those in this video. But for today, since we're going for the same clover type of vibe, I have these Claire stickers I really like. The Claire might be a bit hard to see, but they have a few Rilakkuma ones, and we got that foodie and green kind of vibe to it. Like this one is really cute with the Sylvanian families and stuff, so we're gonna heavily go on that. And then I also have some sticker books that I really like. Turned out after I bought it that this one I think is AI, but I mean I already have it, so might as well use the other stuff. But I think there's like some few clover ones in here. I think I saw it the other day. Yeah, this one has some really good stickers in there, so I'm just gonna play around with this a little bit and we're gonna see what comes out of that. I think I am about done with our design here. To give you a little close up here as well. I tried to do mostly green since the DS has a very strong pink look to it, so I did mostly green stickers. I had surprisingly a lot that had the clover vibe or the buttons on there. I have some with I think Japanese and Korean text. I don't know what it says, whatever, it looks nice. I really like this little corner here, and I left the two Rilakkuma stickers on because I like them too much and I think they still fit. I also have a Kuma right here, and we have a Kuma bread here at the bottom, so this is what we're gonna go with. It's gonna look better when I have the theme installed, but I want to have that as like the final full surprise. So for our last task, we have to assemble the stylus and the last bit of the keychain, and then I think I'm ready to show you our final project. Let's add the charms to this. We have a couple left. I just have the dango, the Kuma, and then the dollop thingy. Oh yeah, and I gotta glue in the tip back. We'll do that too. We're gonna add a few beads to this one, I think, but like I don't want it to be too much, right? Because it's gonna be all over the place. But I have those charms I use as well for the SKs, like these little star things. But you can just put a jump hoop through this and kind of just hang it up there. So I think we'll do that too. I don't think these pearls have holes in there. This one's also kind of cute little bow. No, let's not overdo it. Okay, we're gonna keep it very simple on this one. And I think I'm just gonna use the hoops as a chain because again, I still don't have any silver chains. I only bought gold, so we gotta work with what we have. All right, let's see if this looks okay. If we add two, and then on a third we add this one. Not too bad, right? I mean, it's a bit very like next to it, but we'll hang these other ones a little bit lower. Maybe that will help. Let me make a few chains, DIY-ish. Alrighty, there we go. I tried to not do too much. I put most of it on two different chains, and then I used the star in between. This is kind of on a whim really, but it's kind of as a nice breaker in between, right? It looks okay. I don't know how useful it will be if you're gonna be tapping around all the time, but I think it's cute. So again, let me put in the tip. Let's go glue that back in, and then we can reveal. It's time for the reveal. It's time for the reveal. There she is. Or he. I don't know. Here we are. RDS with phone charm. Stylus with phone charm. I'm not gonna lie, this is exactly how I imagined it would be. This is exactly how I wanted it. So I'm very, very happy with this. I'm gonna give you a quick tour, but first some nice shots so you can get a better close up. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I think it's because everything broken down into different steps of what I had to do was a lot more easier to do than just kind of like winging it or like thinking on the spot what I had to do. So I'm happy I did that. Now let's have a look. This is our final DS. You can see I also added some more pearls on the front here, different colors. I felt like I needed like a little bit more extra. I don't know if I like it because I kind of misplaced them next to the dot, so if you look a little bit too long it looks kind of funky, but this is the way the back looks. I think the painting and then with the topper on it, it just is such an easy way to make a nice looking case, I think. And I think next time I want to try painting a whole front cover case and then sealing that in and then see how that goes, because I do a lot of 3D stuff, but maybe a painting job will also be nice. I put the charm around the back here. I think you can also put them obviously at the front, but I like it when they're in the back because when you're gaming and they're in the middle, you're not really holding onto them. That makes sense. So it's just dangling here in the back, and we have our macaron on there. We got some of the beads, and then the whipped cream, and then here the little charm with the lucky thingy on it. And then when we open it up, we're gonna have, this is our theme included. This is with the beagle and all of these stickers together. I think it really puts it well together. Also, let me quickly show you the Rilakkuma one. That is this one, which I also really like. I really like this theme. And because we also got the Kumas in here and we got the Kumas on there, like they're everywhere. I love Kuma. I think the green looks really nice again with because the hot pink is so strong. I think you definitely need the most of the extras being green to even it out a little bit, but yeah, this is what this one looks like. I hear you ask, how heavy is it? I don't think it's that bad. I definitely think the other case was a lot worse, but compared to my 2DS, the 3DS is already heavier, I would say, and this does add some weight to it, but I think it's manageable. Like, it's not too bad. If you're making these yourself, you gotta be careful with how much stuff you put on it because it could weaken the hinge because you have it open all the time. You could kind of put like weight on it, but I haven't had any issues with it, and I feel like the DS is very durable. So for me, it's not an issue, and else, I don't know, I fuck around and find out kind of thing. So that's on me. But if that is something you haven't thought about, keep that in mind. But yeah, it's not, I don't think it's too bad. So here we go. And then of course, we also have our stylus with that, which is the green one with the pattern on it. We painted it and then we put on the clay, and then on the top here we have the few charms, and I just glued it, the tip just back in. Again, this is from some random style. I just cut off the front. It fits, so like why not, right? So it fits in there, and I can also use this one to scroll around and whatever you need to do. I don't have PictoChat on this DS. I need to get that going. But what is game notes? I've never opened that. All right, we don't have PictoChat, but I didn't know that game notes was a thing. So I guess we have notes anyway. So let's putting the stylus to the test. So as you can see, that also works, I mean, obviously, but I think it looks so cute together. It's so nice. I don't know what else to say, really. I think this was it. If you want to see what I have on this DS, I won't show you. I have a few videos on this DS, but I really need to clean this one up. I want to use this one again. Now it's like a fresh look, so it feels like a whole new DS. But I have like a lot of games on here that I just kind of like installed just because I installed them. And on my new DS, I'm more selective on what I download. I also have a bunch of badges that don't make any sense. I have a bunch of Japanese games, which I did a whole video on only Japanese games. And then I don't know what this is, man. It's like, it's messy. I need to clean it up. It's I need to sort out the games I have on there and everything I want to play, but it's so cute. Yeah, I hope it inspired you a little bit, and that you enjoyed. Do leave a comment. I would really appreciate it, and it helps out my channel, boost the algorithm, you know. I will be doing maybe some more makeovers in the future because I want to do a painter. I like that strawberry idea I had, and also for my 2DS, I want to give it a quick makeover because I need something new already for that one as well. So yeah, if you like these, there are more coming. Also, Let's Plays and everything and other things for the DSs. I am very inspired. So thank you all so much for watching till the end. I really hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!